So it's really obvious that I'm a big Marvel fan, right? I mean, my last couple reviews involved me reviewing some of their characters from their Marvel Legends line or bootlegs. But if you follow my Instagram, I'm also a huge fan of another form of media. I'm of course talking about horror movies. Yeah, to say I'm obsessed with horror movies is an understatement. As you can see here, I have quite a collection when it comes to masks, and also quite a collection when it comes to action figures. But there's one that sticks out to me that's my favorite. John Carpenter's Halloween, boy. Michael Myers is the fucking GOAT. But there's one other movie that sticks out to me. A movie that's my second favorite. A Nightmare on Elm Street, released in 1984. And I finally managed to get my hands on this Freddy Krueger a couple of years back. At least that's what I thought anyways. Turns out this was the reissue, where they used a lighter coat of paint. As you can see, the paint's supposed to be darker. So I went on eBay and grabbed myself a new one. And he came. Until I realized it was a bootleg and the arm snapped off as soon as I got it out of the fucking box. That was a pain in the ass. But, after a couple of weeks, I bought myself a new one. And thankfully, this is the real deal. So, how does this figure hold up 10 years after its original release? Let's take a fucking look.
This is God.
I usually don't keep the boxes for most of my figures, but this figure is one of the exceptions. I really love the art on this box. Everything about it just looks amazing. Like the poster on the front, all the fires and stuff on the sides, and as you can see on the back here, there's Freddy in all of his glory. Holy shit. And now onto the figure itself. It looks fucking amazing, dude. The head sculpt looks exactly like Robert Englund. I really love the darker coat of paint, like I said. I honestly prefer this paint over the reissue. It just feels right. Okay, let's see how this bitch poses. As you can see, he can bend his arms with a single joint, which, this is NECA. It doesn't really bother me that much. This kind of articulation is common. As you can see, it's also common within the legs and knees. Surprisingly though, he can do a decent split. As you can see right here. Wow. Not that bad. He can only turn his head side to side. And you may not see it, but he can do a decent crunch. If you were to just crunch him forward, he can actually crunch forward really well. I'm honestly impressed. You can't really see it obviously due to the sculpted sweater. But holy shit, this thing poses better than most Marvel Legends. Since this is a NECA Ultimate, we've got a decent amount of accessories to sort through. First we have a standard pissed off head, which looks absolutely fucking amazing. Another head that looks amazing here is the shitting and grin head, which makes him look fucking menacing. We also have a head with his face ripped off, which looks fucking terrifying. And here we have Tina's face, which he used to taunt Nancy in the film.
Nancy, help me please. Save me from
Freddy.
Tina's face does fit on most head sculpts, except for the one with the face ripped off. As you can see here, it just falls off, which is kind of a bummer, but at least it fits on both the pissed off sculpt and the smiling sculpt. So if I had a complaint, I just wish that they sculpted it in a way that could fit all three heads instead of just 2 out of the 3. The next accessory in this set is an unplugged phone with Freddy's tongue on the bottom. This was used near the end of the film that Freddy used to taunt Nancy to exactly let her know who her boyfriend is. One of the most iconic scenes in horror history in my opinion.
I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy.
And the last accessory we're looking at is a hand with 2 of Freddy's fingers cut off. This was used near the beginning of the film when Freddy was terrorizing Nancy, right before he was about to kill her. Honestly, this is probably my favorite accessory in the set.
You are all my children now.
Here's the 2014 Freddy Krueger next to the 2022 Freddy Krueger. As you can see, the new one has brighter paint. Here's Freddy next to Ash Williams from the first Evil Dead. Here he is next to my GOAT Michael Myers from the Halloween 2018 film. I'm probably going to review this figure sometime in October as a Halloween special, so keep a lookout for that sometime in the future. Here he is next to the New York Comic Con exclusive Ghostface from Scream 6, one of my personal favorite figures. 2 of the GOATs, directed by the late great Wes Craven. We miss you, Wes. Here he is next to Pinhead. Here he is next to Sam from Trick or Treat. Here he is next to Chucky from Child's Play 1. Here he is next to my custom Friday the 13th Part 8 Jason Takes Manhattan Jason, made by Last Chance Customs on eBay. Please go check him out. Here is Freddy next to the Candyman. And finally, here's the NECA Freddy Krueger next to what the fuck? How the hell did he get here? Get him out!
Tell him Freddy sent you.
So all in all, when the dust settles and the smoke clears, what do I think of this figure? Well, for a figure that's turning 10 years old later this year, I still do believe this is the best Freddy Krueger figure of all time. Everything about this figure just looks amazing. From the sculpt, to the articulation, to the accessories. Everything about this figure is just legendary in my opinion. Robert Englund is one of the greatest horror actors of all time, and he gave birth to one of the greatest characters with this portrayal as Freddy Krueger. And to own a figure from the first film is an honor. Like, everything about this figure, I just absolutely love. It's definitely better than the fucking reboot in my opinion. So yeah, this figure, just like the film, is a timeless classic that you should not skip out on. And if you look on eBay, you shouldn't have a hard time finding them. I personally got mine in box for $40, which is usually retail price for NECA figures. So if you look hard enough, I'm sure you can find them. This has been Andrew Geeko 4, and I'll see you in the next one.